Hey guys, Robinson DUP. I wanted to do a video. I happen to know a lot of females in the fitness industry, and yes, that is a good thing. Sorry, babe, I love you. No, but I'm kidding. My wife is a fitness nut as well. But I watch a lot of their posts on Facebook and their media sites, whether it's a Facebook fan page, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the case may be. And some of them are very honest about some of the insecurities they have, and I admire them for doing that, because they're telling you that regardless of what you think they look like and how blessed they are, what gifts they've got, they're kind of telling you the struggles that they deal with from day to day, in terms of their weight, in terms of body image, all those kinds of things. And I know when you're looking at pictures of people like us, especially when we're close to competition, and we are like the ideal physique or something that you would want to look like, you think it's like, oh, well, they have nothing to complain about. But I can understand both sides. Like, people who struggle with their weight or their body image don't want to hear people who they deem as being better looking or having a better physique complain about the way they look. But what you don't understand is, just because we look the way we look doesn't mean that we've always looked this way, okay? You haven't seen the years and months and time and effort and nutritional consistency and how much we exercise and things to make ourselves look this way. So what you're seeing by the time you realize what we look like is the end product. And I'm actually going to put a picture of myself in this video, probably right after I say this, if I remember. It's a 7-year progression of what I look like to now, okay? Right now while I'm in contest prep. So 7 years ago, I was 205 pounds. And if you looked at me, I wasn't a skinny kid. I was actually pretty fluffy. And it was kind of funny. And the reason why I went digging up for this picture, and I'm not big on showing what I used to look like, because I told you I am not happy, or I'm not, I just wasn't happy with the way I looked. And I decided to make a change, and that's why I look the way that I look now. So I'm going to put that picture in here so you can see it. And it truly shows you the transformation I've gone through from about 25 to 26 to now at 33. So let's say 7 or 8 years, but I'll say 7, because I forget when the picture was taken, but bare minimum 7 years ago. And you see what I look like now, and you're like, oh my God, you look awesome, and this and that and something else. And everybody gives me compliments. I said, thank you, but I still have a lot of work to do, and I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I critique myself very heavily. And people go, I don't understand how you can sit there and bash yourself. I wish I looked like you. I wish this, I wish that, I wish something else. But you also have to understand where I came from to understand to where I am now. And that's the mistake a lot of people are making, saying that we don't have the right to complain or have body image issues because of how we look now. But Nick Wright had kind of pointed this out about where some people came from. Either they were skinny people that got bullied a lot, or they were fat people who lost a lot of weight. Excuse me, something's bothering my eye again. And we had body image issues to begin with. Now, I'm not saying that they're necessarily severe, where I've ever suffered from an eating disorder or disorderly eating, or massive depression, or I've had to go on medication or go to a psychologist for any of these things. I'm very fortunate that I understand that when I need to do something, I just do it, regardless of some of the intrusive thoughts that come into my head, where I get very down on myself sometimes. I always say, hey, listen, I think of all the things that I have to be grateful for, all the struggles I've gone through, how much I've accomplished, the things that I'm going to accomplish, and I just grind it out every day, and that's how I kind of get past it. But I want the public to understand, when a lot of us, when we're doing these things, when we're posting stuff on Instagram, we're not doing it to show off. We're doing it. It's an odd dynamic, because some of us are trying to get sponsored. Not me personally, but there are people out there who are getting sponsored who have certain things that they have to do to meet their sponsorship contracts and promote the products or the apparel that they're wearing. So they have to constantly put pictures up of themselves, because that's required of what they have to do. It's not because that they're full of themselves. They want you to admire how svelte they are, how lean, how muscular, how perfect they think their physique is. It's more of that they're trying to build. Some of them have businesses, you know, they're personal trainers, they have gyms, they're trying to get sponsorships or are currently sponsored, and these are things that they need to do in order to either build their business or attract the sponsorships and keep the sponsorships. Don't forget we're all human. Don't forget we all have insecurities, regardless of what we look on the outside, okay? Whether we're overweight or whether we look like bodybuilders and fitness models, everybody has insecurities. Everybody has things and hang-ups that they have to get past. And it's really unfair for you to sit there and say that we're unattractive or we're gross or we're pathetic if we say one thing that we're not happy with because of the way we look now. I said in the object of the video of mastery, my pursuit of what my body is going to look like is a lifetime goal, okay? Unless I decide to quit otherwise. It's going to be a lifetime pursuit of making myself bigger, stronger, leaner, over and over and over and over again. And no matter how good I look from one year to the next, I can always be better and be better and be better. And I'm going to say to people when they compliment me, thank you, but I could be better. And they're going to say the same thing of, you're out of your mind. You know, you could look like there are people who would die to look like you, the this, that, something else. But the grass is always greener on the other side. You got to remember, sometimes when we put this standard on ourselves of what we look like, if we fall off, especially if we're looking to inspire people, if we fall off, we're letting people down around us to say, oh, well, you know, they're not so perfect, and see, they messed up and they screwed up and now their body's not so great. And, you know, I can't let myself do that at all. I can't let myself fall off. I can't, you know, screw up. And not just because I'm afraid of the people who watch my videos and become inspired. I'm also afraid of letting myself down and looking in the mirror and saying, what did you do? Why did you do this to yourself? You know, you were doing so well, you were on point, your diet was on track, your nutrition was on track, you know, you were living a healthy lifestyle, and you decided to throw it all away because you got lazy or you had a couple difficult days. And I can't do that. And I just want to share that perspective of you. Is, listen, I know we put up pictures of ourselves, and we're not, a lot of us, like I said, there are some egomaniacs, but a lot of us are not as egotistical and think we're so perfect as you view us or think that we are. And I admire anyone who will come out and say, hey, listen, you know, I'm not happy with this, or I struggle with this, or I'm not satisfied with that, and they just keep working to change it. And I think people need to start looking at that and say, hey, listen, you know, it takes a lot of guts for somebody who's in the fitness world to say, hey, listen, I'm happy with my body, but I struggle with certain things, because you know why? It shows that we're human. It shows that we aren't the egomaniacs that you make us out to be at all. It just shows that we struggle with the same thing you struggle with. And that's just being human, in my opinion. All right, guys? I'll talk to you later.